They fined me because my driveway was too dirty. So I cleaned it so well it literally blinded them. I wish I was exaggerating, but this story still cracks me up every time I pull into my driveway. It all started on a random Tuesday when I got a letter from my HOA. Subject: driveway violation. According to them, my driveway was unsightly and covered in oil stains. They gave me 10 days to clean it, or pay a $150 fine. Now for context, I'm a clean freak. I mow twice a week, trim my hedges, and my trash cans even have labels. My driveway? It had a couple of faint tire marks and one old stain from a barbecue grease spill, barely noticeable, so I figured this was a misunderstanding. I emailed the HOA office with pictures, spotless, normal driveway. But 2 days later, I get another letter. Failure to comply may result in daily fines. Okay, now I was mad. I called the HOA president, Diane. She answers in that tone, the I run this neighborhood tone. I said, Diane, it's a driveway. It gets used. She replied, we can't let grime bring down the community's appeal. I looked across the street, and our own driveway had weeds growing through it. That's when I decided, fine. You want clean? You'll get clean. That weekend, I rented a commercial pressure washer, the kind that could strip paint off a tank. I scrubbed every inch with industrial degreaser, then used a special compound that's normally used to polish marble floors. 12 hours later, my driveway was so clean it looked like white glass. But I didn't stop there. I applied 2 coats of clear sealant, turning it into a mirror that reflected sunlight like polished chrome. The next morning, I stepped outside with my coffee and nearly blinded myself. When the sun came up, the reflection bounced straight across the street, right into Diane's front window. It was like a disco ball made of concrete. By noon, Diane was out front, wearing sunglasses and shielding her face. She marched over, furious. This is ridiculous. Your driveway is blinding my living room. I just smiled and said, looks spotless to me. That afternoon, someone posted a photo of the shining driveway on the neighborhood Facebook page. Within hours, it blew up. Caption: HOA gets owned by overclean driveway. Even people from other neighborhoods commented things like 10-10 petty revenge and this is how you deal with HOAs. A few days later, the HOA held an emergency board meeting to discuss my reflective surface violation. Their problem? There was no rule against polished or sealed driveways. Their own handbook said, driveways must be kept clean and well-maintained. I'd done that better than anyone. They couldn't find me, couldn't cite me, and they sure couldn't stop laughing neighbors from driving by just to see it in the sun. 2 weeks later, Diane resigned, and my driveway, it's still spotless, and still the shiniest one in the county. So yeah, I tell people, they find me for dirt. So I weaponized cleanliness. Now the HOA literally can't look at me in the morning. If you love that, drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more real HOA stories every week, because sometimes the cleanest revenge shines the brightest.